How's it hanging? It's your boy AzLazyGaming, and today we're going to be talking about weapons that I believe should be in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 3. Alrighty, we're going to be starting off talking about Trunks' sword. Now, just remember the emotions you had watching this guy with purple hair and his purple jacket come out of nowhere, not knowing anything about him, come straight in and challenge somebody we watched our main character Goku struggle to basically beat, and to find out he didn't even beat him. We watch him do a transformation that we had just seen something brand new. We watch him do it like he was already familiar with it. Comes in, one shot to villain that we just watched our main boy struggle to fight for 4 or 5 hours. He comes in, slashes him, and then he kills Frieza's father, who we assumed would have been an even bigger problem than Frieza. Just imagine the emotions you had, and just think about how cool you thought it was. Our first character with a weapon on screen besides the power pole and maybe a couple other weapons that we see once in a while. So piggybacking off of what we talked about with Trunks' sword, I think what Xenoverse did do well was the Sword of Hope, which is actually really cool to see. We kind of get that spirit bomb feeling from when Boo was killed by the spirit bomb at the end of Z. You get that same feeling with this here, and it's really cool, and Xenoverse pulled it off really good actually with the super armor, but you only have until the amount of time that your ki goes down. Seeing as he did have God ki inside of him, and then you lose ki when you do the God transformation in Xenoverse. So I think this should stay a skill, but it should be a skill only when you have Trunks' sword equipped. Next we'll be looking at the power pole, one of arguably the most iconic weapons in the show. We watched Goku use it from when he was young all the way till about the beginning of Z, and then we kind of see it just drop off from there. Though it is a part of an awoken skill in Xenoverse 2, we see it with Nimbus. I'd rather see it not with Nimbus as its own combo string and then as an awoken skill with the flying Nimbus. That'd be pretty cool to see. Next up, we have Black Air Force Energy himself, Janemba. We got his sword. Now, arguably, this has the best and most satisfying sound when he slashes it in the show. I'm not going to be using any sound because I'm already kind of pushing it using clips from the show as it is. If you've seen Fusion Reborn, then you know how iconic the sound is and how cool it was watching them do all the moves. And we've seen Janemba in plenty of video games, and I'm sure he'll be in many to come. Why not just give us his weapon as a usable weapon in the game? And then we already have skills, and in the skills we see the sword come out, and so why not just give us that immersion in the game with this sword? So satisfying. So this one is kind of interesting, but I do want to see the Z sword be input in the game. Though we barely see it, and it was an entrance to see Gohan get his potential unleashed, seeing as the Elder Kai was inside of the sword and was locked away inside of it. The moments we did see him use it on screen was pretty cool, and it really complemented the outfit he was wearing very well. We see it's not just a chosen thing. We see anybody can pick the sword up if they're strong enough. We see Goku come straight in and pick the sword up and use it like it was nothing. We assumed that this was going to be the thing used to kill Majin Buu the whole time, not knowing that the thing needed to be used to kill Majin Buu was inside of the sword, unlocking everyone's potential and stuff like that. Though he only unlocked Gohan's potential, and we seen how tedious the task was when he pulled that off. Go ahead and give us the Z sword. It's already an accessory in the game. Alright, you guys, and another weapon we'll be talking about is the Bora's sword. Now, we rarely see this, this fight on screen. I assume this fight was going to be the comeback season for Gohan, and then, things don't always go as planned, but we see Bora use his sword on screen, and it was pretty cool. We watch him style with it a little bit, get a little fancy with it while he out there handling business and whatnot. Actually, I think besides Trunks and the power pole, I think this might be the most memorable weapon I remember playing with in Dragon Ball Raging Blast 2. I played a lot of that, so it's kind of weird that it's not an equipable sword in Xenoverse as it is, like as an accessory. It's in his combo string in Xenoverse 2, if I'm correct. Let me know down in the comment section if I'm right or not. Alrighty, so when I talked about barely remembering any of the weapons in the show as it is, and we barely see them, Yamcha's sword is definitely one of them. But we do have it as an accessory, like the Z sword, power pole, and even Trunks' sword. We have these all as accessories that we can put on our back, but we can't use them in game unless we're using skills that have them being shown, but we don't have any skills showing Yamcha's sword. Alright, a very iconic moment in Dragon Ball Z when Yajirobe cut off Vegeta's tail. We see it was pretty goofy, and that was the only time we ever see Yajirobe use his sword, but we could get it as a usable combo string, maybe something goofy and funny, but somewhat overpowered possibly. Next up, we have Whis' weapon. Now, we see the combo string is mostly the staff, not too many legs and arms being used, though there are some, and it goes really well and complements some of the skills he's using. I mean, just look at how he's just styling and the sword still being used. Alright, finally we have Fu's sword. I mean, look at how it's mostly being incorporated. Same with Whis. Already seeing that you can use swords in the game. Just give us that extra push. Even if we only get them as combo strings for our characters and stuff like that, it'll still be really cool to be like, hey, I want to play a Fu type today, or a Whis type, a power pole type of some sort. Alright, you guys, now we're at the end of the video. If you feel like there's any weapons that you'd like to see in Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, let me know down in the comment section. Do you believe we should have weapons, or do you believe we should have their weapons as combo strings in the game, equipable action skills as Ultimate Tenkaichi calls it? Let me know down in the comment section. If you like this video, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I love you guys, and I'll see y'all in the next vid. Peace.